Hi, I'm Paul Sirwa from ExploreTech Property Inspections, and I wanted to take you through a tool we created for realtors called the Purchaser Quick 20 Questions Home Checklist. Now, we created this checklist so that you can have a quick overview of the home and some of the things that, as inspectors, we come across that are potential deal breakers for your clients. A deal breaker is defined as a factor or an issue which, if unresolved during negotiations, causes one party to withdraw from a deal. Obviously, after looking for days or weeks with a value client, you don't want to suddenly come across something at the home inspection when you're expecting your deal to close. And in fact, you've got something that puts you right back to the beginning. So we thought it would be value added to create a checklist that you can go through either casually or privately when you go through a listing or a showing with your client, identifying potential issues that could crop up after getting a home inspection done. That way you can avoid potential heartbreak when you think that you're viewing a property with a home inspection, expecting it to go through and coming into a problem later in the game. So I'm going to take you through this presentation, narrating it as I go. There's some basic tools that we use as home inspectors above and beyond the fancy tools that we've got as tools of the trades. Some of the additional things that we do during a professional home inspection involve droning the roof to look at your asphalt shingle condition, or using infrared thermography to look for potential moisture in the walls. But the most basic and reliable tools that we have at our disposal include our basic senses, including sight, hearing, and smell. So we created this checklist for you or home purchasers to go through so you could potentially identify some deal breakers as you view a home. Now you can use this and clip it to your copy and printout from MLS if you like, so that you can remember which of the homes you viewed might have had some of these characteristics that might present a problem down the road. Let's go through our visual checklist, or what might you see? A quick thing that'll be an immediate expense for your homeowners are curling shingles. Shingles wear out, it's just a fact of life for a home, but your client might not wish to spring for anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 or even more, depending on the size of the home and the type of shingles that are there. Welcome to our life. We've got a phone ringing in the background. Another thing that you want to keep your eyes peeled for that could present either excavator work or significant grading work with equipment is flat or reverse grading. The best thing you can do for a home is have water sloping away from and running away from the home, avoiding water getting into the foundation or just having cosmetic issues. So the best way to avoid that happening is if water runs downhill and away from your house, that's an important thing. Foggy windows. As you enter the home, it may look very nice, and this is even a problem that we've got with new homes. If you're already seeing some fogging up of window panes, it might be an indication that you've got a faulty set of windows that maybe should have been under a warranty claim and may or may not be within that warranty period. And fogging either in between the panes or having rot or some cosmetic issue around them might indicate that you've got a failure of your windows and need to replace them. If it's a window change for an entire house, this represents many potential thousands of dollars of cost for your client. Now, we tend to see this within older buildings, but that's not necessarily a true statement across the board. Whenever we see localized drywall cracking at corners of frames or anywhere where we have intersections between large drywall expansions, that might indicate that we've got shifting of foundation or other settlement issues that could present a problem in a home. Audible checks. What might you hear in a house as you're in it, having a look and a listen, I should say, that might indicate an issue. Noisy plumbing. Now, while this is an awfully dramatic illustration of a toilet, it's the exact kind of plumbing performance you don't want to see in a house, or certainly your buyer might not want to experience once they've moved into a house. So things like gurgling drains as you're running sinks, running toilets, rattling pipes, all of these sounds are cues that something isn't running well and may need the assistance of a plumber. Noisy bath fans, you can just flip them on and have a quick listen. If bath fans haven't been doing their job in ejecting excess moisture out of a house for a while, you may have hidden problems like mold or other condensation related issues within attic spaces or behind or within walls or finishes that might present a problem. Noisy heating system. It sounds like a joke, but if the furnace sounds bad, there is a pretty good chance it is bad. That or it hasn't been properly maintained. If you're looking at a house in winter, or even the cooling system when air conditioning might be running or just providing ventilation for the house, if that furnace is running in a noisy manner, that's probably not an issue that clients are going to be able to ignore for long, or previous owners may have been ignoring for a while. That might indicate they are having a problem, either an old furnace or a poorly performing one. And a new furnace can certainly be one of those major high cost items that'll cost your clients. Olfactory check, using the nose to figure out what might be going on. A smell check, though again, sounding a little bit like a joke, might be an indication that you've got something going on beneath the surface in a home. Now, oftentimes in listings that you may view, you're going to smell new paint. And while this is good, perhaps cosmetically, it might be an indication that they were painting in order to cover something up. Sometimes people selling a home might want to give it just a quick lipstick treatment and just cover up an issue instead of fixing it properly. So if an area, especially a localized or a small area, has been repainted, you can ask the seller or the listing agent what's been painted, what's potentially been repaired, and has it been repaired correctly. Now, this is a picture of an awfully poor looking basement that you would probably have concerns on and might want to have us do an indoor air quality or mold check on. But in general, lots of homes with old basements will smell musty or smell like something might be amiss. In general, if something smells bad, it's probably going to be bad, or there's a better likelihood that there might be something underlying under the surface that warrants further investigation. And so while any old house might have its characteristic old house smell, doesn't mean it's necessarily a problem, just means that something you may need to be prepared to deal with when it comes to the home inspection feedback that you'll get down the road. Sewer smells. There's a bunch of different things that might smell in a home, but if you're smelling feces in a home or a strange, stale, gassy smell, you might have a plumbing issue in the home that relates to its drainage that isn't working right. Or that smell that you're experiencing might be due to pest intrusion in the home. So all of these things are potential issues that'll be a further evaluation item or a deeper check that will come up in a home inspection. Use your senses. While there's no replacement for a professional home inspection, you can take this checklist that we'll provide as a downloadable link, and you'll be able to make your way through it either in an informal or a formal way with your client in order to pre-scout some of those things that we find might crop up and be an issue as it gets to closing of your deal. And we always recommend that you use our senses too. When you're ready to fully investigate a potential good match for your client, make sure that you're using our senses and our advanced tools as we complete a multi-100-point questionnaire, not just 20 questions on your prospective property for your client. Certainly, I encourage you to reach out to myself. I am Technical Services Manager for Xplortech, and I always like to hear from our valued agents as you investigate properties for your clients in advance of our visit. but maybe some of this checklist can help you avoid having a disappointing experience with your client, and just a positive one that we're reinforcing the fact that you've already selected good home together with your client. So I look forward to hearing you soon. In the interim, if you want to reach out to me, feel free to do so at my cell phone number, which is listed below here at 780-729-5772, or reach out to our office at info@exploretech.ca. And when either yourself or your client is ready to book, you can do so on our website, or feel free to call us at our customer service center at 780-666-0170. Look forward to seeing you on site soon.